A lot of times I can show up super polished, but it's not always polished. And in these vlogs, you will see the unpolished versions. You will see the tears. You will see the synchronicities. You will see how the divine shows up. And you will see how now I call my spirit team and my ancestors and just God, universe, so source, creator. I call them my best ever travel buddy.
Welcome to Conversations with the Ancestors, where we connect to ancestral wisdom, cosmic insight, and healing rituals to redeem and liberate our souls. You're here because your higher self and your ancestors brought you here. So get your tea or coffee, take a breath, and settle in because, baby, this is for you.
Hey divine beings, and welcome to this episode of Conversations with the Ancestors. This is that podcast where we go deep into ancestral work, ancestral healing, and also recognizing that as we heal our ancestral lineage and the ancestors that we commune with through our environment, we're also healing ourselves, our inner child, our divine feminine, our divine masculine, and all of the ways that we decide to show up in us being us. So this episode, first of all, I just want to say, I said my name is Robin Denise. That is my first name, Robin Denise, both names. And it's so interesting to travel across the world and engage with people who have a variety of different names. Most recently, I met someone in the airport and they asked me what my name was, and I said Robin Denise, and I clarified that is my first name. Like, that's what you call me, Robin Denise. Their follow-up question was, which one do you like better, Robin or Denise? And I'm like, well, I told you the name that I would like for you to call me, so both of them is what I like the most. Like, what? And what I've realized in my travels to different locations is that people like names that are shorter. Like when I was living in Australia earlier this year for a couple of months, I met so many people who were like, it seemed cumbersome for them to say both names, Robin, Denise. And I spoke to one lady who basically was like, listen, out here in Australia, people go through extra lengths to shorten their name. So even if their name is like Brittany, they may shorten it down to Brit or just call me B, And so then to have me, this foreigner coming, talking about, hey, my name is Robin Denise, and I want you to use both of them. People were so just kind of like, oh, okay. Robin Denise? Yes, both names. Thank you. Speaking of Australia and travel, I got an announcement for you guys. Peep this. So I think some episodes ago, I had mentioned that I was working on a vlog series of my travels and the ancestral downloads that I receive as I've been traveling across the world this year. And guess what? That vlog is about to drop on YouTube. Burr, 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 burr. Ow, ow. Doom, 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 doom. That vlog drops November 2nd, 2025 on YouTube. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Robin Denise 1222. Subscribe so that you can see all of the juiciness. The Ancestor Diaries is a spiritual travel vlog that as me, the diviner, elemental priestess, ancestral guide, and spiritual baddie, the spiritualist that I am, you will be watching me navigate the highs and lows of connecting to my ancestors and my spirit team as I travel the world, because I know a lot of times I can show up super polished, but it's not always polished. And in these vlogs, you will see the unpolished versions. You will see the tears. You will see the synchronicities. You will see how the divine shows up, and you will see how now I call my spirit team and my ancestors and just God, universe, so source, creator, I call them my best ever travel buddy. So you'll witness my reflections and you'll see me being reflected in your own stories, because remember, we are one and I am merely a mirror of you. And I know that the experiences that I have had hold medicine, not just for me, but for you too. I'll be sharing downloads, truths, rituals, teachings, all of that, personal things, real life lessons, so much more as I travel across the world. And so that video vlog starts November 2nd. My deepest hope of this vlog, which is called the Ancestor Diaries, is that the stories and the downloads and the revelations that I share remind you that your ancestors love you. They love you deeply and wildly, that you are never alone, that you are the master manifester of your life. You are God, you are divine, and that it's always the right time to go deeper with yourself, with your ancestors, and your spiritual team. So again, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Get ready for the premiere, which is November 2nd. And again, my YouTube is Robin Denise 1222. And once you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification button, okay? Okay. Glad we got that out the way.
This is for you. This is for you.
Where in the world is Robin Denise? I am in Thailand celebrating my birthday, celebrating Dia de los Muertos, celebrating Halloween, celebrating that the veil is thin at this time, honey. Okay, so first of all, what is Dia de los Muertos? Dia de los Muertos is a celebration which is primarily done in Mexico and other Latin American countries. It happens between November 1st and November 2nd. And on these days, the veil between this physical 3D world and the spirit world is thin. And this time, you can commune closer with ancestors. It's easier to reach them. And those who celebrate Dia de los Muertos, the families that celebrate it, they prepare incessantly. They prepare with foods by cooking their ancestors' favorite foods. They prepare by remembering stories of their ancestors and so many other ways that I may not be privy to. But a part of the work is lighting candles to support guiding those ancestors home, guiding them to the place where their relatives who are in the living world come, and speaking their names and remembering them. When Spanish colonizers introduced Christianity into different parts of the world, specifically like Latin America and Mexico, the indigenous cultures, Aztec and Naho, and I apologize if I pronounced that wrong, but those traditions which really revered the ancestors, what ended up happening was those traditions blended with Catholic rituals such as All Saints and All Souls Days, and created the modern celebration that we know of as Dia de los Muertos. For the Aztec and Aztec culture, death was not an end, but it was a phase in the cycle of life. And the dead or the unlived continue to coexist with the living in spirit. And I really enjoy this time. You know, people talk about it being spooky, et cetera, but I enjoy this time of the year because of my understanding now of what it means to walk with ancestors, to understand that we are ancestors, and knowing the importance of communing with those who have moved on and transitioned into a different state of being. I understand the beauty of that, and so I'm grateful that I was born the day before Halloween. On All Hallows Eve is my birthday, and I think that is very appropriate for who I am now as a Scorpio and as an ancestral guide, being born so close in the days where the veil is thin, coming into this world during that time, and recognizing that I have a special connection to ancestry, to the unalived, and to just divinity, as we are all divine beings. Dia de los Muertos, and just this All Hallows time in general, reflects on not just one ancestor, but ancestors, period. I want to take a moment to recognize two specific people today in this episode. One is Michael Eugene Archer, better known as D'Angelo. I just want to be a man. How does it feel? Tell me, baby. How does it feel? Yeah. How does it feel? How does it feel? Yeah. Ooh, y'all remember that video? Honey, I just watched part of it just a minute ago because I was like, let me call on this ancestor and see. But D'Angelo, born February 11th, 1974, died October 14th of 2025. And he was a dynamic singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and record producer. He was widely regarded as a pioneer of the neo-soul movement. Billboard named him one of the greatest R&B artists, and Rolling Stones magazine ranked him one of the 200 greatest singers of all time. So in 2025, he was inducted into the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame. He really was a huge pioneer in the neo-soul movement, and these facts are taken from Wikipedia, so shout out to Wikipedia. When I heard about his death, I was struck and shocked, just like I was shocked earlier when I heard about Malcolm Jamal Warner's sudden death. I'm receiving this like information around the divine masculine dying. Oh man. You know, sometimes when I do this work, I don't fully recognize how heavy it may be until I start talking about it sometimes. And right now, as I remember both Malcolm Jamal Warner and D'Angelo, and the veil being so thin, and also so many people here in Thailand currently are grieving, I can feel the sadness, the heaviness, and the grief. One of the reasons why I say people here in Thailand are grieving is because they are. Their queen, and I am going to do my best to pronounce her name correctly, but please forgive me if I butcher it. Their Queen Sirikit died October 24th, 2025, 10 days after D'Angelo's death. When I landed here in Thailand, so first of all, I knew that she died before I got here to Thailand. And I knew that there would be an energetic difference on the land once I got here because of that fact. Earlier this year, I was in Thailand and spent like 2 months here and visited Phuket and Bangkok. Right now I'm in Bangkok again, and I have some other places that I want to visit. I love Thailand. This is one of my favorite locations. But when I landed, energetically, I could feel the heaviness. I could feel the sadness. I could feel the energetics of a country mourning their queen's death. Queen Sirikit, she was born August 12th, 1932 in Bangkok. And in 1950, she married Rama IX and became Queen Consort of Thailand. She was highly active in rural development and preserving Thai traditional crafts, especially Thai silk, and then also championing environment and community projects. Many in Thailand regarded her as the mother of the nation, a figure of maternal care, tradition, and national duty. She transitioned on October 24th at the age of 93. The Thai government declared a year-long mourning period with flags at half-mast for 30 days and have asked the public and visitors to wear black or dark colored clothing in respect. Also, they can wear whites or like nude colored clothing. Ancestors here are seen as part of the family web. Their well-being is connected to the living's own health, wealth, abundance, and welfare. So in this moment, I really would love to invite you to imagine what would it look like in this time to offer honor, offering, or ritual to an ancestor. And if you are thinking about that question and wondering, well, I don't even know where to begin with honoring an ancestor, Robin Denise, then I would love to provide you with my free guide. It's an ancestor altar and guide and checklist. I have dropped the link to that in the description of this episode. And also you can visit my website, robindenise.com, and I have other offerings there that can support you in connecting deeper to your ancestors, erecting an altar, figuring out what offerings you might want to give. And then also keep listening to this podcast because there's information here that can support you as you delve deeper into working with ancestors. This is for you, ancestors, for you. This is for you, ancestors, for you. This is for you, ancestors, for you. This is for you. I just celebrated a birthday. That's why I'm in Thailand, because it's one of my favorite places, and I wanted to be here for my birthday, which I am so grateful that I was able to make that happen. The morning of my birthday, I woke up in tears, crying. The ugly cry, the one where it's like snot coming down your nose, you're doing the that, it's almost like, are you hyperventilating or at all? But it was some deep tears, and I just felt sadness. And honestly, I was just like, what is this? What is this? Why it's my birthday? I can hear the song in my head. It's my party, I can cry if I wanna, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. I heard that song playing in my head, and I was like, okay. Spirit talks to me through song and music many a time. So I was like, all right, apparently my body needs to cry. As I'm crying and releasing and blowing snot out of my nose, I end up talking to a close friend of mine. And in our conversation, I recognized a multitude of things that I was grateful to be in the place where I felt safe enough in my journey, in my spiritual journey. I felt safe enough to cry without knowing why. I felt safe enough to allow my body to release the emotion that it was feeling, which for a very long time was not the case for me, because growing up, I learned that people really resonated with the happy-go-lucky, all smiles and laughter and da-da-da-da version of me. And the version of me that could feel and express the heavier, denser emotions, that version of me wasn't welcomed in the way that the other version of me was. I learned to not express those emotions, to hold them in, to bottle them up. As I spoke with this friend and recognized that, wow, I've gotten to this place in my healing journey that I can feel the emotion. I can recognize that I'm having an emotion. And now I am not afraid to express it. And not just express it to myself in my solo time, but to express it to others who are my soul family, who are people who I love deeply, who have my back. I can express those feelings to them, with them, and know that it's okay, that they'll still love me, that they won't run away from me. They won't judge the feeling. That has been years of work, as well as years of filtering out those who were unable to hold space for the feelings. I heard something recently that really struck me from the Peace Dealer on YouTube. Check him out. Great astrologer and tarot reader and so much more. Beautiful human being. Again, his name is Peace Dealer on YouTube. He said that emotions are like ghosts that take over you. That struck me because, one, we share in a collective consciousness. So there are going to be times and moments where you are feeling an emotion and it doesn't even make sense that it's yours, because the collective conscious may be feeling it. And so really it may not be yours. You may be feeling the hurt and despair or the anxiety and the stress of the collective. And as I was processing the tears and the crying and everything, I remembered that Thailand is in a state of mourning. And then I remembered, I am a channeler. And then it hit me, oh, a lot of these tears are the tears of the land, tears of the people. Energy that is not necessarily mine, but I am channeling it and feeling it. It is the ghost of the emotion of the land that I was releasing through my own body. And it wasn't just that. There were other things that I recognized that showed up, but that was a part of it. And so when I think about what the Peace Dealer said around emotions are like ghosts that can take over you, it reminded me how important it is for us to feel and allow ourselves to feel the emotion. And in feeling the emotion, we allow our bodies to express the emotion. Once we express the emotion can then pass. It's like the emotion of the ghost emotion comes on you, possesses you for a little bit, and just needs to be expressed out. And once it is expressed, once we allow it to move through us, it leaves. So after I allow the tears and the crying and the sadness to be expressed through me and not hindering it, just really allowing it to flow until its completion, right after that, I felt light and happy and started dancing to my birthday playlist, okay? People in general, depending on how sensitive you are to energy, you can feel intense emotions. And for years, I could feel intense emotions. And then I used other parts of me, other characteristics of me to not feel them. I found ways to suppress the intensity of these emotions, because if it was too intense, I could tell people wasn't feeling it, you know? Outside of the collective consciousness emotions that we can channel and absorb and sometimes make our own, outside of those emotions, we do have our own emotions. I don't know how you deal with your emotions. I will speak on behalf of what I've noticed with me, is that in those times when I did not express my emotions and let them flow through me and buried them or ignored them or however else I tried to not feel the emotions, that transitioned into stress. Trying to control the emotion pushes stress in the body. And I believe that we have the opportunity to move through our emotions and hardships with ease, or easier, when we allow ourselves to feel. Because once we feel the emotion, allow it to flow through us and express that emotion, it no longer has power over us. But every time we try to suppress it, every time we try to hinder its expression, that's when the grip of the emotion tightens. And it tightens so much that it affects how our body acts, how it activates, how it processes, how it moves. The stress, the cortisol increases. People end up having heart attacks, heartburn, digestive issues. All of that is connected to stress. And there is a link between not expressing your emotions and stress. So in this morning, when I had this crying fit and I moved into gratitude of the fact that, wow, I'm at this place in my journey where I'm actually allowing myself to feel what? And I'm also recognizing that not all of these feelings are mine. What? And I'm recognizing that as the divine being I am and the channeler that I am, I'm still going to allow these feelings to move through me and express. Man, oh man, was I elated at my growth, and at the same time still crying. It's interesting how we can hold two things at once. So my question to you is, in this episode, the work, right? What are the experiences of the emotions telling you? How are your emotions directing what you do or how you move next? One of the ways that I've learned to notice when an emotion is mine or not mine, when it's connected to just the collective consciousness of things, is I learned that by stalking myself. It is a spiritual technique that was taught to me and that I teach to my students and clients that work with me. And I'm going to share a little bit with you. Stalking yourself is learning so deeply of who you are and how you feel and reflect those feelings outward, learning that, so that way you know when there's a feeling or a thought that is not aligned with what you've seen yourself do. So stalking yourself is observing you and how you move and how you interact and how you express and what things trigger you and what things don't, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is the process of watching and observing yourself to be able to identify what is yours energetically, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and what is not. What is something that's been placed upon you? What are energies that you've just caught while you out here in the world, walking around or driving on the street or on the bus or on a plane, okay? I mean, come to think about it, I took 2 flights to get here. I interacted with multiple energies on my journey to this land. So of course, I picked up some energetic smut, and I do my cleansing and ritual and protection, and still there were tears that were mixed in with mine, and there were tears that were not mine. So in this time, while the veil is thin, we can feel these emotions and the collective heaviness even more. But also there's the ability to connect to your ancestors in a new way, and the opportunity to connect to yourself in a deeper way. So I invite you to connect with your people, your guides, your spirit team, your ancestors, and know that you can build an altar, you can light a candle, you can speak their name in this time and feel them closer to you. If you were to set up an altar or tap in deeper with some ancestors in this time, think about what their favorite scent was. Maybe they had a Chanel No. 5 was one of their favorite perfumes, go pick up one of those and spray that in an area or around their picture. What sounds remind you of them? What memories can you share that can guide their essence and their spirit back to you in this time? Like I mentioned, lighting a candle by their photo, maybe brewing a cup of their favorite tea, making their favorite food, putting out offerings of love to remember them. And as a reminder, if you want more guidance on how to do that, you can download my free Ancestor Altar Guide and Checklist. The link is in below. So I invite you again to say their name. Remember those who are no longer here in the 3D, who are now in the spirit realm. Recall stories and laugh about the good times. Say the sayings and catchphrases that they used to say. And if you feel their presence, if you feel that nudging, and sometimes feeling their presence is literally remembering things. Like you might literally be out in the street and someone says something and you're like, my auntie who died 5 years ago used to say stuff like that. That's one of the ways that the ancestors are reaching out. I know I have a friend who mentioned at the first of the month, their grandmother used to have a phrase that was like, this is what you must say at the first of the month to bring in good prosperity. And so every first of the month, she remembers that. And that is another way that ancestor is tapping on the door. And in this time when the veil is thin, it's less like tapping on the door and more so like reaching through and saying, hey, take this moment to remember me. And you don't have to run away. You light that candle, you speak their name, you put out a glass of water and say, hey, welcome home. Thanks for visiting. I love you. And after you've done that, and you're ready for them to not be in the space like that anymore, you can release them and release your communion with them by putting the candle out. We don't blow out candles. It's a no-no in the juju world. When you blow out a candle, you blow out your blessings. So don't blow out the candle, snuff it out with a candle snuffer, or, a little bit of water or spit between your fingers and bloop on the candle wick. And tell them, thank you for visiting. I release you back to where you need to be. Thank you for visiting. So I love you, divine beings. This time of the year is an extraordinary time for you to be deeper and more connected to the ancestors and the ancestor realm. You have tools and guidance, and you have support. You have me as a supportive tool, this podcast, things on my website that are there to support you. And if you want to go deeper with ancestral work, spiritual work, anything like that, you can do that with me. You can shoot me an email. You can book a session. All of that is on my website at robindenise.com. And also, don't forget, my travel vlog drops November 2nd. So I will see you. Oh my gosh, do you guys, there was a burr that just now. I hope the video, the recording caught that, because holy smokes, it feels like the universe was like, yeah, burr, 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 burr. Let's burr, 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 burr. Let's add our own burr, 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 burr with Robin Denise. I love you. Comment down below. Send me messages. Make sure you subscribe. And I will see you in the next Conversations with the Ancestors. Remember, you are love. You are loved. And I and the ancestors are always rooting for you. Bye.
Conversations with the Ancestors is produced and edited by Robin Denise. Theme song For You, co-written and co-performed by Robin Denise. Join us in connecting to the ancestors by rating, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to Conversations with the Ancestors on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can get deeper with your ancestors and support this work by joining the community at robindenise.com. There you'll find free resources for download and online courses to help you pull on your ancestral wisdom and the abundance they have for you. Once again, that's robindenise.com.